10 teachers' tables and desks by our own Santa, Honorable Kweku Rekit, MP Kipu South. Donation of bulbs, street lights, and cash. Our own Santa, Honorable Mitanya, MP Kipu South. Drilling of boreholes on campus. Our hard-working DTA and some old boys. We are not doing agric as a subject, but we are going into fish farming, catfish farming. And this is by one old boy who helped us at the fisheries. We're going into water farming. We realize that water is a challenge now. So we want to link both upper school and lower school with water, not for drinking, not for bathing, but for taking care of the toilet, etc. So we started the well, and this was initiated by Santa 84, Mr. Emmanuel Kwesi Itefu. We want to put up the donation of parts of mineral water for the dignitaries. This was given by our own prof. Renovation and painting of respective houses. This was done by the old boys. Painting of parts of the college, old boys and individual parents. LED signing for Elliott House. This was done by members of Santa 2000 who were in Elliott House. Sponsoring of the robotics team, the old boys, and we all know the main person behind this. Donation of dustbins, Santa 97, Santa 94, Angokin Enterprise, Becky K Bar and Restaurant, Kofi Isma Enterprise, Fine Ice Company, etc. Donations in cash and kind, old boys, parents. Award scheme for excelling students. Families of the old boys and then some old boys. Sponsorship for needed students. Both those who are still in school and those who are completed by the old boys. We are most grateful to you all. My Lord Bishop Chair, may I humbly ask the Hosi Year Group, the Millennium Year Group, their president, Mr. Richard E. Amu, and their patron, Nana Otu Osanyam on the 6th, as well as Nana Otu, who lamented the first, to be on their feet humbly. Their legacy project is the largest one on campus. The name is Job 600. It houses classrooms, science labs, science and mathematics room, robotics room, offices for heads of department, theater, and washrooms. The year group is the largest and full of people who have made it in life. Among them, we have bankers, U.S. Marines, doctors, engineers, and the first black plastic surgeon in the world. Brothers, you have done it all. Thank you. Please take your seats. Hello, Bishop Chair. Finally, I would like, on behalf of the Cadet community, to say a big thank you to the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Education, the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service, our fantastic board of governors, the Anglican Church, the Parent Association, who put in severally and in diverse ways so many on notice on unpaid and largely unrecognized hours on behalf of the community. I would like to say thank you to the staff, both teaching and non-teaching, who work very hard to maintain not just the high academic aspirations and disciplines we all dream of, but also the other events and activities which make this college so special. None of this would have been possible without the support of our wonderful parents. I'm grateful for the trust and confidence you continue to place in our teachers and the wider community. Thank you all, and may good Lord bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Santa Clausians, shall we please give it up again for we still continue with our addresses, and we shall be taking another address here. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be taking the special guest address. This is a man who needs no introduction. This is an old Santa Clausian, I should say. Somebody who has been the building block behind us. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we please welcome Ocasio Osai Nyambo II.
Members of the governing board, Mr. Headmaster, President of Adisadel College Association, Mr. Daniel Bredu, Dr. Kluge, I had the honor of meeting for the first time this morning. Ladies, gentlemen, fellow Santa Clausians, members of parliament, honorable politicians amongst us, lastly, but importantly, let me acknowledge Osaberman Besiata Ubahin, through whose largesse and magnanimity the Brazil family granted SPG the land to build this great institution. Osaberman, I'm addressing you. Osaberman has cautioned me not to tell you that I was appointed in 1972 in a firm called Deloitte, Haskins and Sells. I had the honor of working under Osaberman. Thank you. My good friend Patrick Banti Ajempo, now that we are retired, we have very little to do. I go everywhere with you, and you also go everywhere with me. That's what friends are for. But it is indeed an honor to stand before you today, not just as an alumnus of this esteemed institution, but as someone who has had the privilege of witnessing its remarkable journey over the decades. It seems like only yesterday that I was walking through these eager to take on the challenges the world will turn my way. And I take pride as a Santa Clausian, having left in 1969. And while I remember those days clearly and dearly, when I look at the way the world has changed, it feels like a century ago. Since its founding in 1910, Adisadel College has been a school of excellence, shaping generations of leaders, scholars, and innovators. Indeed, when I attended Adisadel, the curriculum was crossing over from the classics, Latin, Greek, philosophy, literature, which were designed to instill discipline, critical thinking, and a deep appreciation of history and knowledge. Over the years, the school has witnessed profound societal transformations, from Ghana's first military government to monumental technological breakthroughs. But my friends, the world has undergone a complete metamorphosis. We are now in the fourth industrial revolution. We are grappling with artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, and digital transformation. The demands of our time require us to evolve, to embrace new ways of thinking, and to cultivate a new generation of leaders who are equipped with the tools to thrive in an era of unprecedented technological advancement. This is why today, such a building as this Job 600 comes into special focus. The unveiling of the remodeled Job 600, a space dedicated to classrooms, laboratories, theaters, stands as a testament to our commitment to the future, a future driven by STEAM education, not STEAM engine. This morning, I have been pleasantly surprised by what my Millennium Year Group colleagues, led by the dynamic Niamu Abu, have delivered on this compound. My Lord Bishop, if you recall, when we were cutting the sod for this project, I made a statement, a commitment, that this was the last time I was going to contribute to the school. But as my contribution, however small it was thankfully received, I realized it was faithfully applied. Millennium Year, thank you for not disgracing me. It's not just commendable, but it's necessary And it is phenomenal. If we are to ensure that our graduates remain competitive on a global scale, we must equip them with the skills and knowledge to thrive in this rapidly evolving world while empowering them to pursue their passions. We have an abundance of bright young minds who are eager to learn, eager to create, and eager to lead, as was shown by the head. But to unlock their full potential, we, teachers, old boys, stakeholders of this institution, must equip them with the skills and knowledge to thrive in this new society. We must provide them with the spaces and resources to explore, to experiment, and to excel. That is what Job 600 represents. It is indeed more than a building. It is a launchpad for the next generation of thinkers, engineers, artists, and visionaries. Investing in STEAM education is not just an investment in individual careers. It is an investment in our collective future. Nations that lead in technology and innovation are nations that thrive. By equipping our students with hands-on learning experiences in state-of-the-art labs, and by encouraging cross-disciplinary collaboration, and by fostering a spirit of curiosity and creativity, we are laying the foundation for a more stronger and a more resilient society. But we should not forget the past as we look to embrace the future. The foundations we received in the logic, the analytical depth of philosophy, the power of rhetoric should not be lost on us. Instead, they serve as the bedrock upon which we now build. The ability to code, to engineer, to discover is enhanced by the ability to think critically, to question deeply, and this is the beauty of a well-rounded education, one that bridges the old with the new, the classic. Now to the students who walk through these doors. Let the building called Job 600 be a symbol of what is when we come together. Let it remind you that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey. When you leave Adisadel, that innovation is born from perseverance, and that the future belongs to those who are willing to learn, adapt, and to lead. Adisadel College will always be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for another classroom. Well, of course, if they say that at Disco Boys, we are either first or we're first, it's no lie. This is a man who is the Kaminahine of Akunu tradition, Ghana, that is an independent party, and also the chairman of Industrial Park Ghana, makers of industrial springs. I mean, he's achieved a lot. not counting all the philanthropic works that he does here and there. What do we say to him? He deserves another round of applause. Fellow sons and Colossians, ladies and gentlemen, we're still going on with our addresses, and we're going to take another address here. This is another great man. I'm talking about somebody who was appointed a board member of the GCB Bank Limited. He is a well-renowned mining chief that is the immediate past president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to welcome the president. And I've been mentioning president, either first or with a first. I'll say it and then you continue with me, brothers. Vel Primus. Thank you very much. So we welcome Dr. Daniel Oredu, President of the Global Executive Council.
Who is Professor KP Frude Jr. Santa Cadet. He's a Ghanaian-American aerospace engineer specializing in complex systems engineering and design. He's a senior NASA spacecraft systems engineer. He was born in Hohoe, Ghana, and was educated from Form 1 to Form 5 at Adisadel College and had his form halfway through secondary school. He took his BSc degree in Rutgers University, had his MSc in Johns Hopkins University, and then proceeded to do his PhD in George Washington University. In his career, he's been in the field of complex systems engineering and design with NASA USA. Please help me to welcome our own Professor Abikebi Gulute Shakino.
Thank you, Dr. Okay, all right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear you loud? Good afternoon. Great, that's wonderful. I can hear you loud and clear. Nanano, Osabari Mapesiata, Nana Otonso, Nyampong, the sixth, distinguished guest, my Lord Bishop and clergy, dear students, honored guests, honorable headmaster, esteemed teachers, proud parents, and my fellow sons and clergymen. I am really happy to be here, and I stand before you not just as Dr. Abekluje or Professor Kluje Abekluje. I'm repeating that, Kluje Abekluje, because most people confuse the Kluje and the Kluje. So I wanted to make sure it's clear. And I am also a rocket scientist, but it doesn't matter in this particular setting. But what matters is that I am one of you, a product of this great institution, a proud member of the 1983 year group, and you are well represented here. And a Hamlin Knight as well, by affiliation, and an honorable member of a Brazil House, where I spent a lot of time with my late brothers Atiwe Kunje and Jonathan Oseke. Adisadel is just not a school to me personally. It's a legacy woven in my DNA. My father, Professor Justice Kunje, was here. He's an old boy. From Adisadel, he went on to become a Supreme Court judge. My mother, Comfort Brempong, formerly of Bank of Ghana, whom, if gender had permitted, would have attended Adisadel College, and is now a proud Santa here who have supported us, and we keep saying Santa Claus. Today, we will call them Santa. I see one sitting by the 1980-year group, and I see seven. So we have to acknowledge them also. My mother made sure my brother and I and any relative came to this school. I wasn't planning to tell you about my journey to NASA, nor about my role as the Ngoyofia and Abanyala Flaga of the big Hawaii traditional area. But in the spirit of humility and gratitude, I might share these details, not aggrandizing, but to inspire the younger generation here. Because the true purpose of this moment is to talk about the crucial force shaping our world and holding the key to a brighter future for Ghana and the entire continent. STEAM, again STEAM, S-T-E-A-M, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. And how this great institution prepared me for my journey to the pinnacle of science and technology, NASA. From Adisadel to NASA, my work has taken me to the edges of human exploration, from Earth to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And it all began here on the hill. This is the power of STEAM, the bridge that connects our dreams to reality, our potential to impact, and to our nation's future. Science and mathematics offer the necessary framework to understand and analyze real-world problems, while the arts foster innovation and provide a minimum expression of complex or elusive ideas. By integrating these areas, you can harness the full spectrum of creativity while developing rigorous critical thinking skills. While I'm best known for my work as a rocket scientist and as a rocket scientist with advanced or big degrees in engineering, my academic journey also